Hello, everyone. I'm
This
Jordan
meeting is
Nuzum with the West Virginia Hospitality and Travel Association, and welcome to episode 8 of our Hospitality Highlights videos. Today, I'm joined by Bob Peckenpaugh, President and CEO at Oglebay, and WVHTA Board Chairman Buddy Butler. How is everyone doing today?
Great.
Doing great, thank you.
Great. So, it's a beautiful day in West Virginia. The weather's getting better. Spring is here and summer is right around the corner, which I know everyone's excited about. Bob, can you tell us a little bit what's going on at Oglebay this spring and what guests can maybe expect around the corner this summer?
Fantastic. Well, we finally turned the corner on the weather, and it's really nothing but sunshine and happiness up at Oglebay. We've got about 200,000 tulips of every color blooming up here at our Hilltop Gardens, and our Oglebay Blooms Stay and Play package is really taken off, and it's made a great spring for us. You know, this coming summer, or I should say the entry to summer, we have a Memorial Day weekend package that's just going to be crazy fun. So our unofficial start to summer, we've found a partner in the local community in the Glessner Group, and they're helping us host a backyard barbecue festival. This is going to have everything from beers and bourbon tastings, lots of live music, cooking demonstrations, the best barbecue from around the country. And the end cap is going to be a signature concert with the Gin Blossoms, and then a local favorite band out of Pittsburgh called the Clarks. So, and then the end cap to that is a fireworks display. So it'll be a lot of fun around here Memorial Day weekend. I can continue on and tell you some more about the rest of the summer as well, if you don't mind.
Yeah, go for it.
Perfect. Well, we the same weekend we start a Sunday Fun Day concert. And this is a concert series that we started a few years back. Every single Sunday throughout the summer, we have a different band playing in our amphitheater right behind the beautiful Mansion Museum. There's something for everybody. We have kids activities, food trucks, local bands, really a lot of fun. And then throughout the summer, we also continually have music throughout the parks. 6 nights a week, you'll find live music at the parks. So, you know, whether you're at the barbecue and brew house or the Shank Lake, the hotel itself, there's music to be found everywhere. Makes it a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's certainly exciting. You know, I was going to ask, you know, what should people look forward to, but you covered that extensively, and it's so exciting now as things are opening up and have been opened up, that all the events and people are getting out. And kind of hitting on that, have you seen a shift in travel kind of trends since COVID? And who do you see coming to Oglebay? Do you see more business travel, events, families? What are the things you guys are seeing there?
Well, you know, what really has filled in since COVID happened is the whole families and golfers have just flocked their way here. You know, these wide open spaces that we have, the cottages that they can stay in, they can really control their activities and distance themselves as they desire. But more recently, probably just in the last 3 or 4 months, we've really seen our business coming back. A lot of great government groups. We have a set of school programs here. These were people that weren't traveling during the pandemic, and now they're all starting to come back. So business has really taken off.
Hey, Bob, have you seen any shifts in terms of the markets where you're getting people from? Has that changed at all?
Not particularly, buddy. We really draw primarily from, say, Pittsburgh, Columbus, Cleveland, and those areas. But, you know, and I say that, those are the main drivers, but the group business has really come from West Virginia, and a lot of our state government groups have just been wonderful to us.
Good.
Yeah, that's good. And, you know, one of the things that I'm sure guests and visitors will be excited to see and hear are the renovations going on at the lodge. A lot of new updates to some of the rooms. Can you give us kind of an update on what's going on and when guests can possibly expect to book a stay in a new room at the lodge?
Well, I'll tell you that the rooms at the lodge are going to be spectacular. We've got 45 rooms under renovation right now. Our goal date is June 20th. And that is pending supply chain issues, as we all have to face these days. But I think that, you know, we're on track right now, and there's a real good chance that that's all going to come together. So that should be there right as the heat of summer kicks in, if you will. But we have a lot of other fun around the park as well. We have a new trackless train at our zoo and 3 new animal exhibits there as well. We added a climbing wall late last summer, and there'll be some new swan boats out on our lake. So there'll be something new for everybody. A couple of our food and beverage outlets, the bistro and the barbecue, have both received some recent updates as well. A lot of fun.
Yeah, that's great. It seems like there's always some new capital and improvements going on, and we're seeing that with a lot of tourism businesses in West Virginia. You know, they're really upgrading and preparing for travelers this summer. You know, you're fairly new to West Virginia. You moved right before the pandemic to Oglebay. And so what has kind of been your overall impression of the tourism industry in West Virginia and West Virginia as a whole?
Well, it's a fun question. I get that all the time because my wife and I have been on the move for my entire career, chasing hotels back and forth across the United States. And we've had an opportunity of living in some spectacular locations from Hawaii, California, Texas, South Carolina, and Florida. West Virginia is unique, and each of those locations really is unique. And to me and my wife both, we like to explore the cultures around the United States. It's funny to say I've had friends work international, and they really get an experience a different culture, but we have a lot of different cultures in the United States. And when we come here to West Virginia, I think the takeaway for both of us is how friendly the people are, how much pride there is in the state of West Virginia. And it's been a real unique welcoming culture, if you will, that we've experienced. Sometimes we'll get to a resort that's in the middle of nowhere, and you'll really have to work to find your way into the community. But this community has been very good from just the greater Wheeling area all the way across the state. We've really appreciated that.
Hey, Bob, is there interestingly enough, I played in a golf tournament last week, and there's a older gentleman that I was paired with, and he is actually retired, and he is a doorman there at the resort. Frenchie. So yeah,
right.
Spoke very highly of you, and what's been your, obviously everybody has a certain style or you know, it's easy, everybody has a temptation to want to come in and put their own stamp on things. What's been the thing that you've consciously brought to the table there that you feel like is making a difference?
That's a great question. So coming to a property like this, we'll be celebrating our 100th anniversary in 2028. It's daunting. And one of my predecessors who ran the parks for probably 40 years is still here on property. So I took the first, 6-9 months just watching how everything happened. Again, there's so many moving parts. We create so many unique events and animations and things. It's not just running a hotel, it's running 2 parks. So I'm watching this, I'm getting feedback from my predecessors and the community and everything. And I think the real takeaway is the first, let's call it 70, 80 years of the parks, they built. We built the business so that it could be a year-round business. We added a lodge, we added cottages, we added buildings, we added restaurants. And then there was a little bit of a lull where things kind of flattened out a little bit, and we kind of got upside down on financials, and that got all sorted out before I got here. So as I got here, the financials were good coming out of COVID. We had a great donor base for our parks, and they were all stepping up very nicely. And really it led me, buddy, to the ultimate answer, what you've asked, to start focusing on a multi-phase evolution. And the idea here is, I don't think that we need to build more like they did in the first 70 years of the parks. I think we need to care and love for the buildings that we have. Everybody, you know, there's a culture and there's a story and there's a history behind every one of these buildings, and we need to bring them back to life. So a little bit like our Klein Wing that we're renovating right now, we need to get in there and renovate our restaurants so that we're current and contemporary and have a product that you want to enjoy while you're here. We have a couple of greenhouses up on our hilltop area that Colonel Oglebay, when he lived here, he used to use them in conjunction with West Virginia University, and they did studies on plants and growing crops and things like that. So we want to renovate that and bring it back to life. So, we've been going out and looking for the funds to do some of this work. We were lucky enough just in the last couple of days, actually, to be awarded an EDA grant where we'll fix some arrival processes and ADA issues at the front door of the lodge. We'll upgrade the restaurants, and we'll renovate those greenhouses so we can do some farm to table cuisine out of the greenhouses with an aquaponics farm. So much going on. It was hard to get my arms wrapped around it, because every time I'd bring up an idea, there was something else in the park that somebody else wanted to talk about. So we have this timeline, if you will, for the next 3 or 4 years. And then after that, we have all these other projects listed out that we know that we need to get to still. You've asked a question about probably one of the most fun parts of my entire job, and that's really planning for what the parks can be in the future.
Great. I think that's a great strategy. I know we had the privilege of working with Oglebay for several years, and I was overwhelmed at how many pieces there were to the puzzle. I had no idea. There were so many things going on, and so many unique things, and I think the opportunities are endless.
Yeah, I mean, I've worked a lot of resorts in my life, whether it be a beach resort or a golf resort or a ski resort, but Oglebay has all of it, right? We have our single chairlift that we run during the winter time. The golf is unique too. We have 2 championship courses. We have the locals favorite. We have a par 3, and we have a 9-hole course down at our Wheeling Park as well. So yeah, all of those things create different complexities in moving people around. Having park platforms where you can go out and do picnics and things like that, all very unique.
Right. Yep. Go ahead, Jordan. Go ahead.
No, just speaking of golf, we're super excited for our West Virginia Hospitality and Travel Association Golf Tournament headed to Oglebay June 5th and 6th, and the tournament will be 6th on the Palmer course. And so what can our participants expect on the golf course and at Oglebay for the weekend?
Well, how can I say anything but a big West Virginia welcome is going to be there for you. We're excited to host everybody, to show off what we have going on and what we do here. In addition to the beautiful views and vistas of that course, it really is a spectacular course. You're going to see conditions of the course top notch. We started a new golf course superintendent about 1.5 years ago. And his first task really was to get us ready for the NCAA Division III golf tournament last May. So a year ago, just about today, we had universities from around the country coming in here to play a tournament, and he hit it out of the ballpark. All summer long, they raved about the conditions. And I'm actually hearing in the month of April, even coming out of an ice storm and some craziness that happened here over the winter time, we're coming out stronger out of the gate this year than we did last year. So you're going to have incredible playing conditions, and just get ready for some fast greens.
Good.
Well, we're certainly excited.
I don't know if there's going to be a hole-in-one in your foursome though this time, Jordan.
I wasn't going to bring it up, but I will try to replicate last year's amazing feat that I surely do enjoy talking about. We're super excited to have our members up there. As a member of the WVHTA and as a board member, why should other restaurants, lodging providers, and tourism related businesses join the WVHTA and get involved, in your opinion?
Look, I think these types of organizations, I've worked with different hotel associations across the country. I think you all do a phenomenal job. Gives us independent operators, and even those from the big chains, an opportunity to really share and learn from each other throughout our industry, and especially with our state and local government situations that we all have. We can learn and walk through those types of issues. And I think that the great relationship that WVHTA and the West Virginia Tourism hold together, it's a wonderful thing for all of us, and the tourism group helping us get our mission and our message out to all the visitors is amazing. This whole New River Gorge and people trying to find their way to West Virginia that never have, just a real great opportunity for us all to shine.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thanks for joining us. We're really excited to get up to Oglebay in June, and we'll see you soon. And that's a great episode for episode 8, and we'll hope everyone will tune in for the next one.
Fantastic. Well,
Thank you.
everybody drive safe, and we look forward to having you.
Thanks, Bob.
Thanks.